I'll be breaking down stock market and how to invest in stock market for complete beginners in the simplest way possible. Let's go. What is up guys, my name is Orinn and welcome back to my channel. If you're excited about this video, be sure to give this a big thumbs up right now. If you want to learn more about online businesses and all things entrepreneurship, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. With so many recent changes in the world ever since COVID hit, a lot of people believe that now is the best time to invest in stocks. And I agree. Investing in the stock market may not be as complicated as it may seem. Let me bring an example. With the rise of social media, people are buying outfits on outfits every single day only so that they can post pictures and make content to put on their social media. In a few years, the fashion will die out and you will not be using these clothes anymore. So why don't you, instead of putting your money to buy these clothes, invest this money in stocks? Yes, it is actually that simple. So before I go ahead, today I'll be explaining stocks as if I'm explaining this to a child, and this will be super beginner friendly. I have been there and I know how overwhelming it can be to just even start to get to understand it. A lot of videos that I watched when I was a beginner, I could not understand so many things. And a lot of the videos which says that they are beginner videos also assume that we know the basics. So what really are stocks? Investing in stocks simply means that you are buying a piece of a company.
So we are looking at Apple stock prices for today, and that's 142.57, and that's the price of a single stock. So if you want to buy this stock today, for example, you want to buy 3 shares of Apple today, so that would be this number multiplied by 3. And then also here are some other examples and other numbers from Netflix, and then we also have from Amazon, and then also we are checking right now of Tesla. So basically it's going to be the same exact thing for any company's share that you buy.
Now of course these numbers won't stay the same, they will go up and down, and we will discuss about this in a while more. It really does not matter what kind of money you have in savings or what kind of money or background you come from. You can invest as little as $10 to $15 and get started. I know people who got started with $200, and I also know people who got started with $5,000. Now that you understand all of this, the next step is to buy stocks. So how do you buy stocks? So there are these platforms where you can go and buy stocks. The most popular one in the USA and the most common one that people use is Robinhood. It is completely free and it has no commission fees. I would suggest you to do a little bit of your own research before you go ahead with any of the platforms, because sometimes a lot of good platforms also crash. So it will be a good idea for you to do a little bit of your research beforehand. There are a lot of good platforms out there, but it also depends on where you live. So make sure to do that research. I'll not get into details on how to navigate through these platforms and apps because each of them are different, but they are fairly simple, and also there are a lot of YouTube video tutorials out there depending on the one you choose. Now let's jump into how you are actually going to make money with stocks. There are many ways you can make money with stocks, but these are the 2 best ways. The first way to make money with stocks is buying low and selling high. So say 10 years back you bought Tesla stocks. You decided to hold on to them for all these 10 years and you want to sell it today. So obviously the stock that you bought 10 years back has gone way up in value and is worth a lot more than you bought it 10 years back. And it's a no-brainer that if you sell it today, you'll be profiting a lot more money from it. The second way of making money with stock market is by collecting dividends. Not all companies pay dividends, but bigger reputable companies do. It's always a good idea to invest in bigger companies, especially if you're a beginner. So when you invest in stocks and buy a share from a company, you are becoming a part owner of that company. You are simply giving your money in exchange of a piece of their company. Because of this, you will be paid dividends, which is cash distribution, and this will be paid quarterly and sometimes even monthly. This is a passive income stream that you're setting up for yourself, and you really do not have to do anything. It does not require any extra work. There are no extra efforts or work from your side. The money automatically gets transferred to your brokerage account, which will be the platform that you decide to go ahead with. the ones that we talked about earlier. Now that you understand all of this, there are some strategies that you need to understand in order for you to make money in the stock market. Number one, swing trading. So this is when you buy a share of a company and you hope the price will go up within a short period of time. Kind of like within just a few weeks or maximum a few months. And then when the price goes up, you go ahead and sell it. When you sell the share, you make a very small profit, and that's basically what swing trading is. People usually buy a share of a company and then they hold it for a very short time, and then they see when the price goes up a little bit for them to make a little bit of profit, and then they go ahead and sell it and make that small profit. Next up, we have the buy and hold strategy. The buying and holding strategy is personally my favorite one. So this is when you buy a share of a company and hold it for many, many years. You hold it for at least 3 to 6 years, and actually you hold it for much, much longer. With this strategy, you make money long term. You really have to do a little bit of your own research about the company where you will be investing for this kind of buying and holding strategy. You really need to look at the company as a whole and understand how they are. Will they grow? Will their numbers go up in time? Is it a good company? And most importantly, if you believe in this company or not. To give you an example of buy and hold strategy, say for example, you bought a share of Netflix for $500 in 2019. Then on 2029, you decide to sell that share. So 10 years later, after holding that share for so long, that share no longer is worth $500. The value of that share has gone way up over the years, and now it's worth $5,000. So now after you sell this share after holding it for 10 years, you get a very good return. I am a big believer of everything that works for the long term, so I naturally gravitate towards this strategy more. But even if you are a beginner or a pro, this one is a very good one. The third strategy is day trading. So day trading is all about making money in the short term, unlike the other two strategies. So in day trading, people buy shares of a company and they literally go sell it minutes or seconds later. I personally have never done day trading, and I do not plan to do it also in the future, but a lot of people do it to make money in the short term. With this kind of strategy and trading with making money, you can also be at a risk to lose a lot of money at the same time. So now that we have discussed all of this and you understand all these strategies, how do you actually figure out and know which company you want to put money in? Like I mentioned earlier, you need to do some research of your own, but a great way to start your research would be to search investor relations. So for example, I want to invest in Apple or Netflix or maybe Tesla. So what I simply do is I search up Tesla investor relations or Netflix investor relations or maybe Apple investor relations. Once you research your companies like this, it will take you to pages where you will find all the information that you need, and you can take your full research from there. You'll see annual reports, and you'll also see 10Q, which is basically where they talk about what happened in the last quarter. Do as much research as possible on the company, go through everything that you need to find, and then see if you want to invest. This is a very important part of your success in stocks, because you really need to find out if you really think this company will be good in the next 10 years or more. And you really need to see if you believe in this company before you invest your money. I also suggest Yahoo Finance and CNBC to do more research on companies. Another great way to invest your money is in blue chip stocks. These are basically companies who are very reputable and you don't have to spend time researching about them. Examples of blue chip stocks would be Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, etc. Besides blue chip stocks, there is also another option, and that is index funds. So with index funds, when you buy a single share, you are buying a tiny piece of many large companies that are a part of that index fund. So instead of worrying about one single stock and losing money if it goes down, you can totally look into index funds. It has less risks, requires no skills, and has some of the best returns. As far as the tax is concerned and what you will be taxed on these, I would suggest you to do some research on your own for this. I really can't speak much on this because it also sometimes depends on where you reside. Investing in stocks require a lot of research, but it's totally worth it. and especially if you want to build long-term wealth, and there is no better time than now. If this video was helpful or added any value, please give us a big thumbs up. Also subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in comments below if you have any questions. I'll try my best to answer most of them, and I'll see you in the next one.